February is a shorter month, which means that March is practically upon us, so today we're looking at March theme ideas for your bullet journal. I like to do one of these theme idea videos for each month of the year, so we have 12 different theme ideas today that you can try out. The ones I've selected for this page are all related to either some kind of a celebration or a day of recognition that happens in March, and as per usual I have a suggested colour palette to go with each of them. As stated, they are just suggestions, so you don't have to go with this specific colour palette if you're gonna do this kind of a theme, but if you did want to use the colour combination that I'm swatching out here, then all of those are linked in the description box below, along with any of the materials that I used to set up this page. We have a couple of additional fun supplies that I'm using in this one, outside of just pens and markers, but our first theme idea is that of pandas. Panda Day is celebrated on March 16th each year, essentially as an awareness day. Pandas are considered to be good luck, and a baby giant panda is the smallest mammal newborn relative to its mother's size. Those facts aside though, pandas are just super cute, and I've actually done a panda theme in my journal before, though I did that in May 2022, and you could keep an associated colour palette to just black and white, or what I've done here is also combine some green for bamboo, and also pink because I like little derpy pandas with their tongues sticking out. If you include bamboo in the theme, then you also open up some opportunities for some very easy decoration, so doing a bamboo border on each of the pages, or having an outline of bamboo that you colour in for a particular type of tracker, whether that be like a mood tracker or just a monthly focus habit. But the next theme idea we have is Mario, and for this one we're going to be using my Fomemo thermal printer. This one's super easy to use, you just find a picture online and then print it off from the app, and this prints off on sticker paper that I can just stick directly into my journal. I went and found a little colouring in picture of Mario and printed that off to stick in here, which just made for a super quick and easy decoration. I use it for two of the other themes we have in this video, but Mario Day is celebrated on March 10th each year. This is because if you write March 10th in an abbreviated way, it becomes Mar-10, which kinda looks like Mario's name. Supposedly Mario was originally a carpenter, but then because the game had a lot of pipes, they decided to change Mario into a plumber. I personally haven't really played Mario before. I have played like Super Smash Bros, I think it's called, but that was like once or twice. I know that Mario is a very beloved character to some people, and it would make a really good bullet journal theme. The bright colours are really fun, and all of the different games offer a lot of ways to decorate your pages. I know that Erin of Erin Floater Designs has done a Mario theme before, so if you were looking for some inspiration, you can head over to her channel for that one. Our next theme idea though is pigs. I was very much trying to limit the number of animal ideas that I had in this video, because there seem to be a lot of animal related celebrations in March, but a pigs theme was just such a cute idea, so I had to include it. National Pig Day is celebrated in the US on March 1st, and it's a way to kind of celebrate how much pigs have become part of American culture, according to nationaltoday.com at least. In doing a theme related to pigs, it doesn't just have to be pigs the animal, it could be stuffed pigs, it could be Minecraft pigs, it could be piggy banks, it could of course also be food. I mean, technically if you wanted to do a bacon theme, you could do Canadian bacon for Canadian Bacon Day on March 3rd, but anyway, I decided to opt in for a cute little piggy enjoying a mud bath, but just like everything in this video, it is just an idea. You don't have to go with cute cartoony pigs, you could do more realistic pigs, you could do wild pigs, really anything you want. Actually, you know what would be really cute would be a Three Little Pigs theme, so you could have different pages related to the pigs building their houses, or like as you go through the month it effectively tells the story. Or maybe if where you're from you have the same little rhyme, but like this little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home. That'd be pretty cute too. Okay, you knew it was coming. I couldn't do a March bullet journal theme ideas video without mentioning St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on March 17th each year, and it celebrates St. Patrick and the arrival of Christianity to Ireland, though you may more commonly associate it with drinking and that kind of stuff. Doing a St. Patrick's Day theme in your bullet journal will probably include a green colour palette, though I've also included some orange and some yellow so that we can have our little Irish flags. In my decoration I opted in for 3-leaf clovers, but 4-leaf clovers are also quite common in this kind of a theme. I don't know quite why it is, but there seem to be a lot of planners that use green as the colour palette for March. I'm not sure if that's St. Patrick's Day related or just an odd coincidence, but there seems to be like a significant number of planners that use green in March. But anywho, our next theme idea is also a green one, and this is to celebrate Alien Abduction Day. Alien themes are ones that we don't see all that many of in the bullet journal community, but the ones I have seen have been really cool. You could of course go for aliens as in like the movie series and do something a little bit more scary, or what I've gone with is the more kind of cartoony version of aliens and their little alien ships, because as said, this is for Alien Abduction Day, which is celebrated on March 20th. While the colour palette that I picked for this one is a little bit more subdued than you might associate with a typical cartoony alien, you could make this one a lot more vibrant, a lot brighter in terms of the green, but you don't actually have to go with green aliens if you don't want to. Remember, all of the colour palettes are just suggestions, just like the themes themselves and the decoration. The next idea we have is a little bit different, but this is a theme related to Red Nose Day. Now, depending on where you are, Red Nose Day is celebrated at different points in the year. According to nationaltoday.com though, Red Nose Day worldwide is celebrated in March, on March 19th. In New Zealand though, Red Nose Day is in July, whereas in Australia, I think it's in August. So it really depends on where you're from. Also, what the day is for really depends on where you're from too. For some iterations of Red Nose Day, it's about child health, so kind of medically related, but in other places it's related to ending child poverty. Either way though, it is for a good cause, and it could make for a cute theme. Rather than focusing on the noses themselves, I decided to include little people in my decoration, each of them wearing a red nose. I will say though, it was kind of tricky to draw a red nose that small at the start before I added in any smiles and stuff. It really just looked like all the people were kind of screaming, so keep that in mind when you're doing your decoration, just so that it actually ends up looking like what you want it to look like. I kept the colour palette simple though, so just going with a tan and a brown shade for like the kind of body features of our people, and then just a little red and white colour palette for their clothes. After this though, our next theme idea is that of umbrellas, which may be more or less suitable depending on where you live. I know for us in New Zealand, March is still pretty hot, not really known for being a rainy period, but National Umbrella Month is celebrated in March in the US. My favourite types of bullet journal themes related to umbrellas always take a bird's eye view, so that's what I've done here. But I've also seen people do cool decoration in other ways as well. The nice part about an umbrella is that if you view it from different sides, it makes different shapes, which may sound silly at first, like duh, a lot of things that you view from different angles are different shapes. But to draw an umbrella is actually fairly straightforward, regardless of which angle you're looking at it from, which means that if you're trying to fit the decoration in amongst other elements on your spreads, umbrellas can be a really good theme for that. For instance, a closed umbrella when viewed from the side makes a long thin shape that could go up along the side of something else on the page, whereas an umbrella from the top like we have here is a little bit more circular in shape, and then an open umbrella from the side, depending on whether it's facing up or facing down, has one end that's wider and the other end is a lot narrower, when you have like the open part of the umbrella and then the handle. All this to say, it can be very helpful to have this variation in terms of the shapes when it comes to trying to decorate the layouts you want to use. As said though, for this example, I just decided to focus on the top view. So we have the nice bright yellow umbrellas, the little feet of all of our passers-by sticking out, and then also some puddle work so that then you have some variation in the colour palette. Up next though, our next theme idea is that of puppets. And now, okay, puppets can be really creepy looking, especially the ones that are kind of like semi-realistic humans, or I know that my friend Rachel has a really big issue with like ventriloquist dolls. Like, it's fair, there's a lot of horror movies associated with puppets. So for this one, I decided to focus on shadow puppets. They're probably like the least creepy of the ones that I could think of. Also, in terms of decoration, shadow puppets can be a really easy theme idea too. The nice part is that they are very forgiving. You really just need the outline of whatever shape and then filling it in black. For my version of this one though, as you saw, I am using some washi tape, and this one was just from the washi tape shop in their Great Wave set. I figured this kind of fit with the shadow puppet shows that have the foreground and the front, then the screen, then the actual shadow puppets themselves, and then sometimes even a background as well. To make it so that the little boats on the wave did actually look like shadow puppets, I drew them a little bit separated from the wave itself, and then drew a little stick coming out the bottom of the boats. So it kind of looks like there's somebody behind the screen moving the little boats around. The washi tape made for a nice quick easy decoration in this one, and I think that it'd be really cool lining the bottom of the spreads in a setup. Love it or hate it, but World Maths Day is celebrated on the 8th of March, so you could have a maths theme in your bullet journal. Or a math theme, depending on where you live. For this one, I decided to use the graph paper that I would typically associate with maths as a decorative element. This could be like torn and put into your bullet journal in the corners for a little bit of decoration. And in terms of other decorations, you could do things like graphs, you could have different shapes like geometry, different equations like algebra, or just a bunch of triangles to really celebrate your love of trigonometry. The color palette that I went with for this one was partially inspired by the graph paper itself, and then also just inspired by regular writing pens that you might use in a mathematics classroom, so our red, our black, and our blue. This kind of reminds me of the science theme that I did in my bullet journal for February, and it could be a good opportunity to not only practice your math homework, but also add some straightforward decoration to your journal. Bringing back the functionality of our faux memo printer, our next theme idea is that of pi. This could be to celebrate Pi Day, which is on the 14th of March, so pi is in the Greek symbol pi, or approximately 3.14. Thus being celebrated on the 14th. But because we'd just done the maths day, I decided to take this as pie, like the food. Some people also like to combine the two by having pie written on top of the pie. So it's in the Greek symbol in pastry on top of the sweet or savory treat. Hopefully that makes sense. I decided to draw a cherry pie in this one. I've never actually had a cherry pie. I would like to try one, but it's not really a common pie flavor here. More commonly, if you're talking about a pie in New Zealand, it's a meat pie, but we do of course have dessert pies as well. My personal favorite is apple. I'm a sucker for a good apple pie, but to really sell the idea that this was a cherry pie, I also decided to draw some cherries down for decoration too. Our next theme idea I would personally more typically associate with January or December possibly, because those are summer months, but this theme idea is that of cocktails. I have done a cocktail theme before in my journal. That was a December theme for me, and I also paired it with trying a whole bunch of new cocktails, or new to me cocktails, which could be a fun additional list to put in your bullet journal if you are doing this kind of a theme. National Cocktail Day in the US though is celebrated on the 24th of March, thus why it has been included in our March bullet journal theme ideas list. Again, the faux memo printer came in handy here. I just printed off a coloring in page of a cocktail, and actually coloring it in with the color palette I selected was a little bit tricky, in part because I wasn't really too sure what all of the elements were supposed to be. Like, one of them I knew was a strawberry, which is now aggressively pink, but that's fine, and one of them I knew was a blueberry, but didn't have blue in the color palette, so that didn't really work out. But that's okay, it just goes to show that we can have creative license in our bullet journals. You do not have to have things be the color that they are typically found in. It's just an opportunity to get creative with things. In my long-term collections journal, I've actually set myself up a list of cocktails that I want to try, so if you have a cocktail recommendation, I would love to hear it. Now, if you're looking for a super simple theme, or one that you can do virtually with just one pen, then a piano's theme may be for you. This one's really all about line work, so making sure that you have your black keys and your white keys. And this is another one that I think would be really cute to line the bottom of a page with, but as said, you just need one pen. It's really just a black and white theme. This one is in our lineup because World Piano Day is celebrated on the 29th of March, or more specifically, it is celebrated on the 88th day of each year, which means some years it's on the 29th of March and other years it's on the 28th. The idea of it being 88 days into the year comes from the idea of an 88 key piano, with 52 of those being white keys and 36 being black. I would love to know which of these 12 theme ideas would you be most likely to use, or if you already know what your theme for March is, let us know in the comments below. I'm always looking for more theme ideas to add to my list. If you are looking for more videos like this one, then the playlist in the top right is for you, or if you are looking for bullet journal ideas in general, then the one at the bottom is where it's at. Click or tap on either of those and I'll see you over there.